This video is going to be about car essentials, my everyday car carry items. So the first thing I'm going to point out is that I carry rubber bands in the car. They're useful for so many purposes, and they come in really handy when you need to hold things together. The next item on the list is paper towels, because at some point or another, your hands or your car are going to get dirty. I carry around a shoehorn because often enough I find myself having to change my shoes, and a shoehorn makes that easier. This is odor absorber / air freshener. It's good to keep it in your trunk so that it smells great, or at least so that it doesn't smell bad. This is a portable car jump starter. It's good for jump starting your car or somebody else's car if that car's battery is flat. You'll notice that on this side I have some duct tape, and that's because this device originally came with a pump, like for pumping up your tires, but that pump ultimately failed over the course of a couple of years, and I had to remove it because it was beyond repair, or beyond feasible repair. Next is a tape measure, because you never know when you're going to need to measure something, especially if you're a DIY kind of person. For me personally, I could never have enough bags in my car. I use them to keep things organized, and oftentimes I find myself needing to carry stuff which would otherwise be inconvenient if I had to carry it all in my hands. And now with so many supermarkets not providing bags anymore or charging for bags, you might want to consider keeping some bags in your car for that reason as well. The next order of business is the camp axe. Now, I know that keeping a camp axe in the car is not going to be everybody's thing, but let me just say that it doubles as a hammer, and it can do a lot more than just a hammer when you need it. So I like to go camping, fishing, and all things outdoors, so for me it makes sense to keep a camp axe in my car. Also, it could be used for self-defense if you've got nothing else for self-defense, or you live in a place that doesn't allow anything else for self-defense, so keep that in mind as well. Every car should have a car jack, so if your car didn't come with a car jack, I would highly recommend that you purchase a car jack and keep it in your car. I have here a plastic container that's somewhat waterproof. Let's take a look what's inside. This is a bag of light bulbs. I'll come back to that later. A funnel is a car essential. You can use it to help you refill windshield washer fluid or top off any other fluids that your car uses. Glass cleaner is another essential. You wouldn't want to drive around with fogged up windows or mirrors that are dirty. This is bug and tar remover, although most people use it to remove bird poop from their windshield, and it actually does a really good job at that. This is some odor eliminating spray, and this particular one is specifically made for automotive use. Sometimes it takes the power of Goo Gone to eliminate the really tough bird poop or tar stains on your car. Scratch Doctor is an optional item I carry because not only can it remove mild scratches from the paint of your car, but it can also remove stains from fluids such as radiator fluid on your paint job. If you're going to be working on your car or just cleaning your car, it would make sense to have some disposable gloves on hand. This is a handheld carpet roller, and I'll demonstrate how it works later on. Wet wipes, just another cleaning, sanitizing item. A small plastic box with toothpicks inside. The plastic box itself could come in handy to store small things, and the toothpicks could be used for their nominal purpose or as tools when you need something thin and sharp. Matches and a candle for emergency situations, and they are stored inside of a Ziploc bag to keep them safe from water. This thin piece of metal could be used as a tool or to reach something. And a zip tie, because they are super handy for keeping things together. The last thing in this box is this tire pressure gauge. It's good to have a tire pressure gauge, even if it's just a simple one, because even an analog reading of your tire pressure is better than not knowing what it is at all. This is a bag of bulbs that I carry at all times in my car, and it contains literally all the bulbs that my car uses. Brake light bulbs, dome light bulbs, Q-tips for cleaning bulb terminals, turn signal bulbs, both for the front and rear of the car, they are different, low beam bulb, high beam bulb, rear license plate bulbs, and bulbs for backup lights and or daytime running lights. And now a demonstration of the handheld carpet roller. It opens up like this, and I have inside small pieces of twigs. And now I'm going to show you how the handheld carpet roller cleans them right up. They get trapped inside, and then you can dump them out. I'll demonstrate again. This is how I fit everything back into that plastic container. Now let's see what I keep underneath the floor of the trunk. Certainly we find the spare tire there, as it should be. And this is a set of jumper cables that I carry in addition to the jump starter that I have. Of course I have the tools for changing the tire right there. This thing is called a mechanic's claw, and it's useful for reaching things in hard to reach places, or in this case it could be used for reaching items that have fallen between car seats or under the seats. I'll demonstrate how it works. Moving on to the salon of the car. The first item I'm going to show you is this old, flimsy, and yet reliable Windshield Sunshade. It helps keep the car cool by reflecting sunlight. In the front passenger door, I carry an umbrella. It has come in handy many times. Over to the driver's door. I have some hand sanitizer cloth and some napkins. It's really annoying when you have to sneeze behind the wheel, and if you have no napkins handy, it could be a really frustrating situation. I have this pair of gloves for when working on the car or when carrying heavy rigid items. Up in the dome, a pair of shades for when driving in intense sunlight. And I should also point out that it's wise to have a dash cam. Dash cams save lives. Over to the center console. As you can see, I have a bunch of stuff in there. I'll start with a backup pair of glasses. If you wear glasses, you should keep a backup pair in the car. This thing here is a multi-USB charger. It's got a USB connector on one end, and on the other end it's got a bunch of different types of connectors. I also have a small USB extension cable connected to it. Next is a flashlight. And if you're going to have a flashlight, you may as well have a tactical flashlight. It's got a powerful light and is strong enough to bust through a car window. Pens or any writing utensils are useful to have in your car. And the last thing I'm going to show you is this aluminum airtight watertight container. It's small and I use it for carrying medicines. Basically, I like to keep headache medicines and anything for upset stomach in this container. If you have any suggestions or want to share what you keep in your car, feel free to do so in the comments section. Thanks for watching.